Hello, it's me again. So last week I released a video basically saying that we hit 500 quintillion subscribers, and for you all to basically leave me questions for a Q&A. We're going to be doing that today. I have all of the questions up here on my PC. I screenshotted all of them. There's quite a few, there's a lot more than what I was expecting. But before I get into the questions, I just want to say thank you again, helping me reach 500 subscribers. We're actually past that now. As of the time of filming this, we're on 532 as of the latest video upload. So again, thank you all very, very much. Onward to 1,000. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'll get to that point, but if I do, I will be very surprised. But without further ado, let's get on to the questions. I'm going to actually answer, the first question I'm actually going to answer is from a friend on Discord. They didn't leave a comment, but they did leave me a question on Discord, and their question was, on the side of Pokemon games, do you have a favourite system you like to play them on? Game Boy, Nintendo DS, etc. Well, if we're saying DS, does that also count the Game Boy games, because the original DSs were backwards compatible? But I'm going to say the DS, because in my opinion the DS has the best lineup of Pokemon games. You've got Gen 4 with Diamond Pearl Platinum, you've got the Gen 2 remakes, you've got Black and White 2, which are my personal favourite Pokemon games, and also if you're playing on an older DS, like the original DS, DS Lite, you can play the Game Boy games. So you can play the Gen 1 remakes, you can play Gen 3. I don't think it's compatible with Game Boy Color, I think it's just Game Boy Advance. But even then you have the Gen 2 remake. So you have 5 generations of Pokemon on one console. So yeah, the Nintendo DS definitely. Now moving on to the YouTube questions, I'm just going to move some things over to my other monitor so it's more easy for me. Whiteout Kiram gave me 4 questions, said, hey, I've been watching for a while and love the content, I'll leave a few questions. How long have you been playing the Pokemon TCG or TCGs in general? I've been playing the Pokemon TCG since, I believe, October last year. Around September, October. I know it was before I went to Japan, which was in November. I took a trip to Japan. So I was playing before that time. I want to say September of last year. So that's how many months? It's about, we're coming into June, so roughly about 10, like 9-10 months, roughly about. But in terms of TCGs, I've dabbled in quite a few. I played Digimon. I still play Digimon, but I just play it casually with my brother and his friend. I don't really take it competitively. I tried to take it competitively, and yeah, it's not really my thing. So I've been playing that 2 years ago, maybe last year. It was the year after it launched. I can't remember when. I think it launched in 2020 or 2021. It was one of them, but I started playing it a year after it came out. The 6th and 7th structure decks, I think. It was basically around the time, I think the 8th set had just come out, something like that. I don't remember all that much, but the main one that some of you may be familiar with is Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since 2018, so quite a long time, almost 6 years. I started playing it at the end of, I think it was October. It was around the time Soul Fusion came out that I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively. I have dabbled, well, I have like left the game for some time because I either just didn't like the format or, you know, the whole pandemic thing happened, so I literally couldn't play for like 2 years. But then I came back, and then I've been in and out of the game because I just don't like the format, or like the game's ridiculously expensive, which Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very expensive card game. And I still do play it. I occasionally go to locals. I'm currently playing Tenpai Dragons, which some people say is a very polarizing deck. I'm playing it literally just because it's the cheapest option. I was thinking of playing Sword Soul because that's what I've mainly been playing on Master Duel. Arc Nemesis Protoss is currently £25. I'm not paying that. I'll wait for a reprint. It's a good card, but calm down. It's good in like one deck. But yeah, so Pokemon I've been playing for about 9 months. Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been playing for 6 years. Digimon I've been playing for about a year, maybe 2. And I've also dabbled in like other card games here and there. I played a bit of Cardfight Vanguard for a bit. I haven't been back to it since. His next question is, what set has your favourite card art? Twilight Masquerade, the Secret Art Carmine. I really want one of them. I would literally put it in like one of those like frame things, and I would take it with me to a restaurant and put it across the table to make it look like I was on a dinner date. What TCG has been most interesting to study / play? That is a difficult question. With Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like the same decks every format until Konami bans the best cards, and then the new decks come in until Konami bans the cards, and then the new decks come in. There are like some old decks that appear up every now and then because they get a bit of support. Like recently Melodious, which before the new support was an incredibly bad deck, but with the new support it's actually like really good. Yubel has become a good deck, when before it was literally just like a gimmick. It was just like this monster that can't be destroyed by battle, and like you take damage and it can destroy everything, and now it's like an actual archetype. Pokemon is it's kind of interesting because it's like kind of in the same vein of Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like recently Raging Bolt wasn't doing that well, but now that it has Teal Mask Ogapon, it's like really, really good. A Pokemon that can basically just attach an energy to itself, and if you have multiple, then you can do it multiple times, and it also draws your cards. I also like studying the Pokemon Minute because it helps me prove that I'm wrong about a few things. I genuinely don't know. I want to say Pokemon, because with Yu-Gi-Oh it's like, oh, some guy won a YCS with this deck. Now it's incredibly expensive, and then everybody buys it, and it turns out the deck is really bad, and then the cards all plummet. Whereas with Pokemon, it's like, oh, this deck's doing really good because it's, you know, new, it's really good. So I'll probably say Pokemon. Thoughts on Pokemon TCG Live? I heard that there was like a really bad bug at the moment. I haven't encountered it myself, because I only play like 1 or 2 games here and there, and then I just close the app. It's okay. The other one they had before, I don't remember the name of it. I think it was just called Pokemon TCG Online. That was a lot better. But with this, it's like, you have this currency where you can exchange for whatever card you want, but you have to own the card first. So now I'm missing so many just generic staple cards because I don't open product that often. So it's like I'm missing Pokegear, which I need for a couple of decks, but I can't just craft it. I need to open packs and pull one, then I can craft it. That's really annoying. But it's something that I play like occasionally. I don't play it all the time. It's something that's like if I'm bored, I'll play it on my phone for a bit. Currently playing Dragapult because I want to actually like learn to play that deck, because I'm still trying to get all the cards for the deck, because I don't understand why Dragapult is so expensive. Like, it's gonna do well, but like, it may be a case of it doesn't do well. It's not doing well in online tournaments from what I've seen. But yeah, my thoughts on Pokemon TCG Live, it could be better. It could be a lot better. Moving on to our next set of questions. We have quite a few here from the same person. Let me load all these up. They gave us, and it's from Bethany Hale. Hi, been a long time fan since a bit before the videos on Future and Ancient Box. Those are pretty old videos. I wanted to ask a few questions. I know it hasn't been long. When are you making the video on the new set? When all the cards are revealed, or as they come out like this other channel? I probably spelled well, the new set list has actually been revealed, and I'm gonna be honest, I've looked over it this morning, and there isn't really that much to talk about. It's a small set because it's a side set. So I honestly don't think I'll be making a video about the new set, because there just isn't that much good in it, to be honest, and everything that is good in it I've kind of already talked about. The Apex have gotten their own video, the Petrant's gotten its own video, the Loyal Free have gotten their own video. There's also like a couple other cards in there that I've like mentioned, but like everything else is like, there's some decent stuff in there. There's the Genesect that can stop you from using Apex, but yeah, I probably won't make a video on that because there just isn't really much to talk about in that set. And it said a while ago during the EUIC video, not this account, and on my other one, and you said you were building Chien-Pao, but are you going to think about the content on Plane? Oh, this is about TCG Live, about doing content on there. As I said in the previous question, it's like I'm missing a lot of cards, like a lot of staple cards, because I don't open product, so therefore I don't get the codes to then get the packs on the game, and then open up the packs and get the cards in there, so probably not, just because I don't have access to all the cards in the game. I basically can't build half the decks that are in the format right now. On the idea of NIC, are you want to do any more vlogs, or maybe a Quizbox opener, something like that? I love the IRL content so much. The vlog, YouTube picture post things, and pack openings on shorts. I wanted to know if you're planning to do more. Again, I don't really open product, plus Pokemon product is kind of expensive. Booster boxes are like £100+, so yeah, I don't really have that type of money to just be dropping every couple of months. I like occasionally get an ETB, like the Twilight Masquerade one. I got it just because I could get it on a discount. The shiny set one I got because it's the shiny set, like it's a special set, so why not? And then like the shorts is literally just like my prize packs from locals that I just open up, which I haven't done in a while actually, because nobody comes down to locals for the past few weeks. But yeah, I do plan to do more vlog stuff in the future. I'm just a very socially awkward person, so like getting a camera out in front of everyone, I just get like very nervous and I just don't like doing it, to be honest. I do plan to do more stuff like that in the future when the time comes. Maybe if I go to a regional anytime soon, because with my current like work schedule I can't really go to regionals because I work on weekends, so I've only got so many days to book off, and I've also got to get pre-releases off. But yeah, I am currently trying to fix that as best I can. Finally, what are your thoughts on the state of the Pokemon TCG Online? Right now there's a glitch preventing people from playing the game. Yes, I heard about that, and I'm just getting tired of it at this point. Yeah, as I said before, like the game is like okay, it has a lot of issues. They just didn't need to change it. Like the old one was perfectly fine, and a lot of people are saying that the new one, the Pocket one's going to take over. I don't think it will, because it's probably going to be its own separate thing. It's not going to be the same game. It's going to be completely different, I imagine. But yeah, thoughts on the state of it? They need to fix it. Like, they really need to just put the game on like an indefinite maintenance and just fix it. Like, just completely update it. Then 2 more questions from them. What's your opinion on power creep in the TCG? And do you think it will get out of hand? That is a very good one. As a Yu-Gi-Oh player, power creep comes like every set. But power creep is a thing that just is bound to happen. In Pokemon sense, I think the Pokemon does it a lot better because they have a rotation. So old sets go away and then, you know, the newer sets are legal. So all those incredibly powerful cards are gone and now they have like these other powerful cards. But in recent years, they've been dying down on the power of cards in the Pokemon TCG. Like, you don't have ridiculously powerful cards like Reset Stamp back in the Sun and Moon era, which was literally Iono, but on an item card. So I think Pokemon's becoming like a more stable, balanced game compared to what it used to be, where you had like so many just ridiculously unfair cards. But power creep is something that needs to happen because it needs to keep the game fresh. You can't just have people playing, you know, the same deck all the time. There's going to be power creep eventually. It's necessary for every card game, to be honest. And then their final question. I want to go to my first regional, anything bigger than a local words. Any advice? RK9 Labs is where you do all of your sign up. So I would make an account on there. I would also try and find the tournament organizers and follow them on social media or anything like that. Follow like all the Pokemon people on social media because they will tell you when tickets go up. So then you know exactly when they're going to go up. You can be there straight away and you can get your ticket and stuff like that. But yeah, my number one advice is RK9 Labs, make an account, find the regional you want to attend, find who the tournament organisers are, because it's not always Pokemon. Tournament Centre do a lot of the European ones, so follow them and then they'll let you know when like tickets are going up and all that kind of stuff. Be there like on the hour they go up because they do sell out pretty fast. Our next set of questions is from Ace Trainer Mac. Love the videos. Here are my questions. What inspired you to start posting content on the Pokemon TCG? That is a good one. I think it was a case of like I wanted to do Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but like the Yu-Gi-Oh content creators are just kind of like, not gonna lie, they're very toxic. I'm not really a fan of some of them. I do watch a couple of them, but a lot of them are just, they don't seem like very nice people. I'm sure they're lovely, but in their content, it's just like they just make incredibly awful jokes and they say incredibly awful things about people. Like in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, everyone just takes the mick out of each other. Everyone just bullies each other in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. And also with Pokemon, it's like I want to dabble my toes into it because I'm new to the game, so I kind of wanted to give like my opinions on stuff as like a new player looking at the game and looking at cards and stuff like that. And I also just wanted to put my I just wanted to put like my school stuff to use because I did like BTech Media in school and I got like a double distinction star, so I want to put that to use, and like video editing and graphic design because I did that. All the stuff that I did in school to use, and also just give my 2 cents on cards and the game as a new player basically. What deck are you playing right now? I'm currently not playing any deck because I'm waiting for all the cards to arrive, but I plan on playing Dragapult, and on TCG Live I'm playing Dragapult as well. Favourite card of all time? I'm trying to think of like a card where when I look at it I'm like, oh yeah, that's my favourite card. Can I cop out and say a Weavile card? Because like Weavile's my favourite Pokemon, but I don't think my favourite card is a Weavile card. I'm trying to think. I really am trying to think. I'm just going to cop out and say the Weavile illustration rare from Cosmic Eclipse is my favourite, because I genuinely can't think of one off the top of my head. Outside of YouTube, what do you do for work? I work at a hospital. That's all I'll say, because I don't want to give away too much information, but I work at a hospital. When did you start competing and why? I started competing in Pokemon because I was sick of the Yu-Gi-Oh format at the moment. Because, what was it, Snake Eye Fire King was coming out, and that deck is incredibly expensive. The price of it's gone down a little bit, but back then, yeah, you would be looking to spend a stack on that deck. And I started competing around about September, October. Future goal for yourself and the channel this year. Do more vlogs. Do much more variety of content, because all I've been doing is literally like card discussions. That's really it. I want to do more vlogs. I want to try and do deck profiles, but it's like I'm one of those people where I'll play a deck and then if I want to build another deck, I'll sell that deck and then build another one. But yeah, I want to try and get more variety of stuff out, and also hit 1,000 subscribers. The next question is from Tomry, my brother, by the way, so if you're wondering why this question is worded very weirdly, that's why. What is your favourite Pokeball to catch Pokemon inside of the ball in the games on Nintendo? In terms of utility, the Quick Ball, you can just use it on the first turn. Not the first turn, this isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! Unlike, as soon as you start the fight, you can just use it and most of the time it catches. So that's my one in terms of utility. In terms of design, I have to actually have a look. I like the Beast Ball. The Beast Ball is a very unique design. Yeah, I would say the Beast Ball. It has a very unique design compared to the other ones. Next one, we have 5 questions from, sorry if I mispronounced this, Arturo Cervantes 3884. I apologise if I butchered that. I don't know if I can submit more than one, so I'll ask multiple. I did say in the video you can ask as many as you want, so it's fine. Have you thought about improving editing for jokes and making memes? When it comes to the jokes and memes, I tend to keep them like pretty small when it comes to the discussion videos, because I want it to be more informative about the cards rather than just joking around and all that kind of stuff. Whereas with these videos, I can put in as many memes as I want because it's me. Like, I'm not reading a script. I'm just talking. I can be myself. And also for like the product openings, I tend to add in like a bit more comedy. Like I try to add comedy where I can, but like I don't want to put in like loads of funny haha gifs and really awful memes popping up all over the screen. So I like try to add a bit of comedy, but I want the videos to be more informative. And then there's the opening, like the IRL stuff, the stuff that's not scripted is where all the jokes and memes normally tend to be. Since you said you used to be a Yu-Gi-Oh judge, I still am a Yu-Gi-Oh judge. Have you considered making content about Pokemon rulings like people have made with Yu-Gi-Oh? Not many people on the space knows about rulings. Pokemon rulings, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know any, because Pokemon's kind of a very simple game, whereas compared to Yu-Gi-Oh the card effects are a lot more complex. Like, specific words in Yu-Gi-Oh cards mean a lot, like when and if if you do. And then you can. Like, those words mean a lot in terms of the card rulings. So with Pokemon, it's just a lot more simple. Like, I can't really think of any, like, rulings when it comes to certain cards, other than, like, one that I mentioned in the Greninja video, where if you have a double turbo attached to it and then you discard it for its attack, since it's no longer attached, it still does 120, which turned out to be true, by the way. So all the people telling me I was wrong, I'm not wrong, I was right. Like, stuff like that. Kind of, like, easy to understand, because it's like, you detach the card, then the damage goes through. I'll have to look into it more, but it could be something I do. How was the transition from Yu-Gi-Oh to Pokemon Bin? Is it better? There were a few things I had to get used to. For example, drawing on your first turn. Back when, because I did used to play in 2019, I played for a little bit, and you can't use supporter on your first turn now, so that was something I had to get used to. I was so tempted to just like put down a Pokemon and say I summon Dragapult in attack mode, but yeah, you can't do that. But like it wasn't that bad. I just had to like, right, here's the rulings for this. Like here's how you set up the game. You draw 7 cards, put down a thing, you do all this. Like since I've played multiple card games before, it wasn't really that hard. There were just a few things I had to get used to. What do you think of the meta being finally centered around Stage 2 since big basics have been so prevalent for so long? Big basics are still a thing, but like they're not as prevalent as they used to be back when like tag teams were a thing. I think it's good and bad because the Stage 2s are now just big beefy Stage 2s, whereas back in like Sun and Moon, the beginning of Sun and Moon when Stage 2s were brought back as EXs, they weren't as big. It's like I do think the Pokemon HP stuff is getting a little bit high to the point where if a Pokemon doesn't hit a certain amount of damage, it's considered bad. Like 240 is like the threshold for damage now. Like if you can't hit that, the card's considered bad. I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't think it'll stay around for ages, because when we get the next generation and then we get the next, sets and stuff like that, they'll probably introduce a different kind of like big basic or like evolution thing and stuff like that. Like the power creep, the power creep thing. It'll power creep and then it'll power down. Are you planning to make more in-person events and locals vlogs on the tournament soon? Hopefully, if I can get some stuff sorted out. I'm hoping to attend more regionals in the future, but we'll have to see. I am hoping to do more IRL and vlog stuff in the future. Next question is from Jedo Defunct 8. How has the Pokemon TCG affected you in your life? Has your time with the TCG anything interesting about yourself or led you to places you never thought of before? I'm gonna be honest, it hasn't really affected me that much. Like I've made a couple new friends through it. It hasn't really heavily affected me, mainly because I haven't really been to that much tournament stuff. I mainly just kept it local. Like I haven't been outside of the country to do things, which is something again I'd plan to maybe do with more vlogs. But yeah, it hasn't really affected me that much. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the EUIC was cool. It was cool to go there and go to a really big tournament. But that was decent. And I got to go to London, as much as I don't like London. So yeah, it hasn't really affected me that much, to be honest. Next question is from Luna Flame 00000. What is your favourite deck to play in the Pokemon TCG 1999 till now? I don't really play retro stuff. I played Dark Box in 2019, even though that deck was very copium. I didn't know that at the time. I'm gonna say Lost Box, because it's a deck where you would have to think a lot, because you're looking at top cards of your deck. Some of them are gonna permanently leave the game, and then you gain the rest of them. So there's a deck where you have to think a lot. I activate Colress, I have these 5 cards. I keep 3, 2 of them are gone for the rest of the game. Which ones do I keep? That type of thinking is something I enjoy when it comes to decks. A deck that makes you think a lot about your plays is what I enjoy, so any form of Lost Box deck. Next question is from Charlie is Silly. If you were to have a Pokemon TCG deck as your actual 6th Pokemon team in the game, which would it be? For example, Chempal, Baxcalibur, Shiny Greninja, Iron Bundle, Bidoof, and Iron Hands as a team. Hope this question makes sense. Yeah, it does. It does make sense. Congrats on 500 subscribers, friend. Thank you. A dark box, I guess. It has tag teams in it though, so do I get both or do I choose one? Probably just choose one. So we have Zoroark Greninja. I choose Greninja. We have Darkrai Umbreon. Probably choose Umbreon as a more defensive option. Sableye Tyranitar. Definitely Tyranitar. Tyranitar is really good. Dedenne, because every deck was playing Dedenne. Naganadel. And then one more. Weavile GX. There you go. So Greninja, Tyranitar, Umbreon, Dedenne. Was there another one? Oh no, Darkrai Prism Star. Yeah, Darkrai, so Greninja, Tyranitar, Darkrai, Umbreon, Naganadel, Weavile. Next one is from Mr. Jamie Denton. Which Pokemon would you want to consume? Slowpoke, because I hear the Slowpoke tails are very nice. Next one was from Big Boy 1996. Are you happy with the current card design in the Pokemon TCG? Do you wish they were more complex like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic? Not really. There's always the meme of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players can't read. They print cards with so much text on them, you expect me to read that? I think it's Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic, has the most text on it any Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and it's like almost 200 words. But yeah, I prefer cards to be more simplified and stuff like that. So yeah, I do prefer the card design of the Pokemon TCG because it's like, oh, use this ability, you add a card from your deck to your hand. Whereas in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like, banish your hand, then reveal a card from your deck, and then another card from your deck with one of the same things as that card. Then you banish that card, and then you can add this card, which is equal to one of the same things as this card. There's a card called Small World. So it literally could have just said, add a card with this to your hand. But no, it says reveal a card in your hand, then reveal a card in your deck that has one of the things in common with the card you first revealed. Then you can add a card from your deck to your hand that has something in similar with the second card, but only one thing. Then you banish the first two cards. It's stupid. Next question from Skeletal Tyrant. Apart from Pokemon stuff, what other games or genres do you typically enjoy? I enjoy RPGs. Play a lot of RPGs. I've recently played... What are some recent games that I've played? Give me a moment. So recently I've gone back and played Rayman Origins. That's one of my favourite games. Probably my favourite Rayman game. I've played Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I've downloaded Trials of Mana. I'm going to play that at some point. I played LA Noire, probably one of Rockstar's best games, to be honest. I played a Neptunia Game Maker. I played Stellar Blade. Played Yakuza recently. I went back to play Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, beat the game on Proud Mode. Played a bit of Minecraft. I play Honkai Star Rail like almost every day. I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I played Persona 3 Remake. Yeah, I'll basically just play anything and everything as long as I can find a game in the genre that I like. I don't really play fighting games or rhythm games because I'm awful at them. But yeah, I'll pretty much just play anything really as long as I like the look of it. Basically, just if I like the look of the game, I'll play it and all that kind of stuff. I'll tend to not go for fighting games or rhythm games. Or if it's just on PS Plus, I'll download it and try it. Next one was some Zibanded. As a TCG person, what are your thoughts on the video games Go, etc.? I do play the video games from time to time. I'm not really into like the competitive scene of video games because I think it just takes way too much time to make a competitive team in the VGC, and in Go it's completely random because you need to catch a Pokemon and hope it has good stats. If it doesn't, then you need to find another one and then catch that one. I do play Go on the occasion, but competitive Go, not my thing. Competitive VGC, not my thing. But I'll just play through the games every now and then. Start the game again, build a new team and all that kind of stuff. The competitive stuff for VGC and Go, not really my thing, to be honest. Just takes too much time. Next question is from Azuki Riko. If you were a gym leader, what types would you have? Dark type, because I am an edgy boy, and Weavile. Either ice or dark, just because Weavile. Yeah, I'd probably say a dark type, because there isn't really that many dark type gym leaders. There's Piers in Sword and Shield, there's the Elite Four guy in Black and White, I've forgotten his name, Grimsley, that's it. And other than that, I don't think there's any others, so yeah, probably a dark type. Next up, from X-Cleebot. As an avid cardboard enjoyer, which company would you say prints the best quality cards? Played Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon and Magic, all three have different quality control issues, but I'm curious on your experience. Don't know if you've ever pulled a Yu-Gi-Oh 4 that wasn't either misstamped or bleeding into card border before. That happens quite a lot on Yu-Gi-Oh. Pokemon cards, if you get a foil, sleeve that thing immediately because they warp so quickly. Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't think I've ever had a foil like warp, misstamped or bleeding. I don't think I've ever had that problem with Yu-Gi-Oh. I've had some miscut cards, but like it's not that big of an issue. Magic, I haven't really paid attention to Magic cards. Digimon has like pretty decent print quality. I'd have to go with Digimon, to be honest. They sometimes mess up the translations and have to reprint the cards in an entirely different set, but the print quality and the quality control on those cards is pretty decent. Next question from the Mareeper. Yo Slash Guy, balance computer search somehow. Don't make it a supporter. Computer search is you discard two cards and then search a card from your deck. I would put it on a Pokemon like Pidgeot, for example, but it would be a basic Pokemon, and it says search your deck for a card, but this Pokemon is knocked out. and your opponent takes 5 prize cards. I genuinely don't know how you would balance Computer Search. I kind of think it already is balanced for like some stuff like Pidgeot, for example, because it's on a stage 2 Pokemon, and you can just knock it out so your opponent can't use it every turn. You got like Arceus and like Forest Sealstone, which are once per game uses. I'd probably do that and make it like a once per game or something like that. Then he had another question. What is your opinion on golf carts? I don't really do golfing. Let's have a look at some golf carts. Yo, this one's got like a dinner table in the back of it. That's cool. Yeah, I'll go with that one. And the final question is from AF2885. Name the 10 most broken cards in Pokemon TCG history. I'm going to try and go off the top of my head. Double Dragon Energy. ADP, Arceus Dialga Marshadow from Sun and Moon. Reset Stamp. What else? Seismitoad EX. Lysander's Trump card. What is it? Maxi Hidden Moltric? Sableye? If it was your active Pokemon, you just went first. Path to the Peak, I guess. It was a very powerful card, very polarizing card. What is it? Forest of Giant Plants. There you go. I already forgot what they all are. So those 10, I've already forgotten what they all are, but yeah. And that is it, that is all of the questions. According to my recording, I've been recording for almost 45 minutes. I want to thank you all for all the questions, and thank you all for supporting the channel. It does mean a lot to me because I just did this because I wanted to do something as a hobby. I didn't intend for things to actually like pan out this well, and I want to thank you all for making it possible. Without your support, I probably wouldn't keep doing this. And yeah, there's not really much else I can say except thank you. But yeah, I hope those were the answers you were looking for. If not, then I am sorry. Some of the questions were quite difficult to answer. Yeah, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for subscribing and liking and leaving comments and all that kind of stuff. And I shall see you in the next video, whichever one that may be. Until then, goodbye. And remember, winners don't do drugs.